Hello friends, welcome back. Hope you have understood the questions in the previous video. Now let us continue with the remaining questions.
Next question. If two medians BE and CF of a triangle ABC intersect each other at G, and if BG is equal to CG and angle BGC is equal to 60 degrees and BC is equal to 8 centimeters, then the area of the triangle ABC is. This is the diagram. This is the triangle ABC and these are the medians. BE is the median and CF is another median. Both are intersecting at the point G. So G is the centroid of the triangle, which the centroid divides the total triangle into three equal triangles, that is BGC, CGA and AGB. Now it is given that BG is equal to GC. When two sides are equal, the angles opposite to those sides are also equal. Therefore, angle CBG is equal to angle GCB is equal to 60. Therefore, angle BGC is equal to angle GCB is equal to angle GBC is equal to 60 degrees, and BG is equal to GC is equal to BC is equal to 8 centimeter. This is an equilateral triangle. Now the area of triangle ABC is equal to area of the triangle BGC plus area of the triangle AGC plus area of the triangle AGB. That is equal to 3 into area of the triangle BGC, because all the three triangles are equal in their areas. Okay. We know the formula to find out the area of the equilateral triangle, which is root 3 by 4 into side square. Therefore, area of BGC is equal to root 3 by 4 into side square, which is equal to root 3 by 4 into 8 square, which is equal to 16 root 3. Therefore, area of triangle ABC is equal to 3 into 16 root 3, which is equal to 48 root 3 square centimeters. Next question. ABC is a cyclic triangle and the bisectors of angle BAC, angle ABC and angle BCA meet the circle at P, Q and R respectively. Then find the angle RQP. This is the diagram and ABC is the cyclic triangle. In this, the bisectors of angle BAC, bisector of angle BAC is nothing but AP, and bisector of angle ABC is nothing but BQ, and bisector of angle BCA is nothing but CR. These meet the circle at points P, Q and R respectively. Okay. Now angle BQP is equal to angle BAP, and which is equal to A by 2, because this is a bisector. Similarly, angle BQR is equal to angle BCR is equal to C by 2. Therefore, what we want is angle RQP. Angle RQP is nothing but angle BQP plus angle BQR. RQP is equal to BQP plus BQR, which is equal to A by 2 plus C by 2, which is equal to A plus C by 2. A plus C we know, which is equal to 180 minus B. Therefore, this is equal to 180 minus B by 2, which is equal to 90 minus B by 2. Next question. If PQRS is a rhombus and angle SPQ is equal to 50 degrees, then find the angle RSQ. This is the diagram. PQRS is the rhombus and angle P is equal to 50 degrees. One of the properties in the rhombus is sum of adjacent angles is equal to 180 degrees. when SPQ is equal to 50 degrees, then angle PQR is equal to 180 minus 50, which is equal to 130 degrees. We know that opposite angles in rhombus are equal. Therefore, angle Q is equal to angle S. Therefore, angle RSQ, RSP is also equal to 130 degrees, and therefore angle RSQ is equal to 130 by 2, which is equal to 65 degrees, because this diagonal intersects the angle, and RSQ is equal to 130 by 2, which is equal to 65. Next question, if m minus 5n is equal to 2, then find the value of m cube minus 125 n cube minus 30 mn. It is given that m minus 5n is equal to 2. Now let us cube both sides of the equation. M minus 5n whole cube is equal to 2 cube. M cube minus 5n whole cube minus 3 into m into 5n into m minus 5n is equal to 8. This is a minus b whole cube is equal to a cube minus b cube minus 3ab into a minus b. We have applied the same formula here. Therefore, m cube minus 125 m cube minus 15 mn into 2, because m minus 5n is equal to 2, 15 mn into 2 is equal to 8. Therefore, m cube minus 125 n cube minus 30 mn is equal to 8. Next question, in a rhombus ABCD, angle A is equal to 60 degrees and AB is equal to 12 centimeters. Then find the diagonal BD. Here is the rhombus, ABCD is the rhombus, and angle A is given as 60 degrees and length of AB, side AB is given as 12 centimeters. We have to find out the length of the diagonal BD. Sum of adjacent angles in a rhombus is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, angle D is equal to 120 degrees, because angle A is given as 60 degrees, angle D is equal to 180 minus 60, so this is equal to 120 degrees. When angle D is equal to 120 degrees, angle B is equal to 120 degrees. Therefore, angle ABC is equal to 120 degrees and angle CDA is equal to 120 degrees. Now the diagonal BD bisects the angles bisects the angle ABC and CDA. Therefore, angle ADB is equal to angle ABD is equal to 120 by 2, which is equal to 60 degrees. Therefore, ABD is a equilateral triangle where all the angles are equal to 60 degrees, and therefore all the sides are equal. Therefore, BD is equal to AB is equal to AD is equal to 12 centimeters. Next question. The angle of elevation of a tower from a distance of 100 meters from its foot is 30 degrees. Then find the height of the tower. AB is the tower and PA is the distance from the tower. This is given as 100 meters. And the angle of elevation, angle BPA, is given as 30 degrees. Now we have to find out the height of the tower, that is AB. We know tan 30 is equal to AB by PA. We know the value of tan 30, which is 1 by root 3. Therefore, 1 by root 3 is equal to AB by 100. Therefore, AB, which is height of the tower, is equal to 100 by root 3 meters. Next question. Cost price of 100 books is equal to the selling price of 60 books. Then the gain or loss percentage is. Let us assume the cost price of 100 books is equal to 100 rupees. Let us assume the cost price of 100 books is equal to 100 rupees. Then sale price of 60 books is equal to the cost price of 100 books. It is given in the sum. Therefore, sale price of 60 books is equal to 100 rupees. Now sale price of 100 books is equal to 100 by 60 into 100. This is 500 by 3. This is the sale price of 100 books, and sale price and cost price of 100 books is equal to 100 rupees. Therefore, the gain is 500 by 3 minus 100. This is the gain. The gain percentage is 500 by 3 minus 100, which is equal to 200 by 3, which is equal to 66 2 by 3 percentage. Next question. A shopkeeper gains 17% after allowing a discount of 10% on the market price of an article. Find his profit percentage if the articles are sold at market price allowing no discount. Let us assume the cost price is 100 rupees. So the shopkeeper is gaining 17%. That means if the cost price is 100 rupees, then the sale price will be 117 rupees. Now this is after allowing a discount of 10%. Therefore market price is equal to 117 by 90 into 100, which is equal to 130 rupees. This is the market price of the shopkeeper, and after allowing a discount of 10%, the sale price is 117. Suppose the discount is not allowed, then what is the profit percentage? When article is sold at market price, that is, if the sale price is 130 rupees, what is the gain percentage? So sale price is 130 rupees and cost price is 100 rupees. The gain is equal to 130 minus 100 by 100, which is into 100, which is equal to 30. Next question. The average of 7, 11, 15, x, 14, 21 and 25 is given is 15. Then find the value of x. It is a very simple question of averages. 7 numbers are given and we are asked to find a number. Okay. The total of the 7 numbers is equal to 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus x plus 14 plus 21 plus 25. And the average of these numbers is equal to sum of these numbers by 7, which is equal to 93 plus x by 7. So the average is given as 15. Therefore 93 plus x by 7 is equal to 15 and x is equal to 12. Next question. If x is equal to square root of a cube root of b into square root of a cube root of b and so on up to infinity, then the value of x is. If you observe this given equation, this is getting repeated. A square root of a into cube root of b, again square root of a into cube root of b, again square root of a into cube root of b. This goes on. Okay, let us square both sides. Then x square is equal to the whole square of this entire thing, which is equal to a comes out of the square root, a into cube root of b into square root of a cube root of b. Now on cubing both sides of the equation, then b comes out of the root. Therefore x square whole cube, which is x power 6, is equal to a cube into b square root of a cube root of b into square root of a cube root of b and so on. We know the value of this entire thing, square root of a cube root of b square root of a cube root of b, which is equal to x. So let us substitute the value here. Therefore x power 6 is equal to a cube into b into x, which is equal to, therefore x power 5 is equal to a cube b. Therefore x is equal to 5 root a cube b. Next question. Two circles touch externally. The sum of their areas is 130 pi square centimeters and the distance between the centers is 14 centimeters. Find the radius of the smaller circle. Let us assume the radius of the bigger circle and the smaller circle are smaller and capital R. the radius of smaller circle is small r and the radius of bigger circle is capital R. The sum of the areas is given as 130 pi square centimeters. Therefore, pi r square plus pi r square is equal to 130 pi and r square plus r square is equal to 130. This can be written as r square plus r square can be written as r plus r whole square minus 2rr. Therefore, r plus r whole square minus 2rr is equal to 130. And 2rr is equal to r plus r whole square minus 130. We know the value of r plus r, which is 14 centimeters. Therefore, 2rr is equal to 14 square minus 130, which is equal to 66. And rr is equal to 33. Now again we have to use the formula of a minus b whole square here to find out a minus b. So r minus r whole square is equal to r plus r whole square minus 4rr, because we know the values of r plus r and rr. Okay, r plus r is 14. This is 14 square minus 4 into rr is 33, which is equal to 196 minus 132, which is equal to 64. Therefore, r minus r whole square is equal to 64 and r minus r is equal to 8. And we know the value of r plus r, which is 14. From these two equations, we can find out the values of r and r. On solving the equation, we get smaller radius r is equal to 3 centimeters. Next question. If the sum of two numbers, one of which is 2 by 5 times of the other, is 50, then the numbers are. Let the numbers are x and 2x by 5. Let us assume the numbers are x and 2x by 5. Therefore, their sum is given as 50. That is, x plus 2x by 5 is given as 50. Therefore, 7x by 5 is equal to 50 and x is equal to 250 by 7. Therefore, the numbers are 250 by 7 and 100 by 7. Next question. The percentage increase in the surface area of a cube when each side is doubled is. Let us assume the each side of the cube as a. Then the surface area of the cube is 6a square. We know the formula to find out the surface area of the cube, 6a square. Now when each side is doubled, the side becomes 2a. A becomes 2a and the surface area is 6a square, that is 6 into 2a whole square, which is equal to 24a square. Its surface area becomes 24a square when the side is doubled. Therefore, the percentage increase in the surface area is equal to 24a square minus 6a square by 6a square into 100, which is equal to 18a square by 6a square into 100, which is equal to 300%. Next question. Out of 4 numbers, the average of first 3 is 16 and that of last 3 is 15. If the last number is 20, then what is the first number? Let us assume the 4 numbers are A, B, C and D. It is given that the average of first 3 numbers is 16. That means the total of first 3 numbers is 3 into 16, 48. Therefore, A plus B plus C is equal to 48. This is equation number 1. And it is also given that the average of last 3 numbers is 15. So the total of last 3 numbers is 45, 3 into 15. Therefore, B plus C plus D is equal to 45. This is, let us take it as equation number 2. Now 1 minus 2 gives A plus B plus C minus B minus C minus D is equal to 48 minus 45. B and C gets cancelled. Therefore, A minus D is equal to 48 minus 45, which is equal to 3. And we know the value of D, that is the last number, which is 20. Therefore, A minus 20 is equal to 3 and A is equal to 23, which is the first number. Next question. if tan theta plus cot theta is equal to 5, then find the value of tan square theta plus cot square theta. Okay, let us see the solution. Tan square theta plus cot square theta can be written as tan theta plus cot theta whole square minus 2 tan theta cot theta. We know the value of tan theta plus cot theta. Therefore, tan square theta plus cot square theta is equal to 5 whole square minus 2 tan theta into 1 by tan theta, because cot theta can be written as 1 by tan theta, and tan theta get cancelled. So this is equal to 25 minus 2, which is equal to 23. Okay, let us go to the next question. Question number 142. A can do a work in 10 days and B in 20 days. If they together work for 5 days, then the fraction of the work that is left is. Here work done by A in 1 day is 1 by 10 and work done by B in 1 day is 1 by 20. Therefore, they together work, they can do in 1 day 1 by 10 plus 1 by 20 is equal to 3 by 20th of the work they can complete. They together work for 5 days. It is given in the problem that they together work for 5 days. Therefore, in 5 days, work done by A and B is equal to 5 into 3 by 20, which is equal to 15 by 20. So, the work left is 1 minus 15 by 20, which is equal to 5 by 20, which is equal to 1 by 4. Therefore, our answer is option A. Question number 143. Pipe A can fill a tank in 4 hours and pipe B can fill it in 6 hours. If they are opened on alternate hours and if pipe A is opened first, in how many hours the tank shall be full? Here pipe A can fill the tank in 4 hours and pipe B in 6 hours. That means in 1 hour pipe A can fill 1/4 of the tank and pipe B can fill 1/6 of the tank. Now let us assume the total work is 1 here. So when opened alternately and starting with pipe A, in first 2 hours work completed will be 1/4 of pipe A and 1/6 of pipe B. That is 1/4 plus 1/6, which is equal to 5 by 12 of the total tank. In 2 hours, first 2 hours. In the next 2 hours, another 5 by 12 will be completed. Therefore, in 4 hours, 5 by 12 plus 5 by 12, which is equal to 10 by 12th of the total tank will be filled. And the balance left is 1 minus 10 by 12, which is equal to 1 by 6. Now, this has to be filled by the pipe A, because first starting with pipe A, next pipe B, next pipe A, pipe B, again now pipe A. Therefore, time taken by pipe A to fill 1/6 of the tank is equal to 1 by 6 by 1 by 4, which is equal to 4 by 6, which is equal to 2 by 3 hours. Therefore, total time taken to fill the tank is 4 hours here, 4 hours here, plus 2 by 3 hours here. That is 4 hours, 2 by 3 hours. Next question. If x plus 1 by x is equal to 2, then find the value of x power 12 minus 1 by x power 12. X plus 1 by x is given as 2. So this can be written as x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is nothing but x minus 1 whole square. Therefore, x minus 1 whole square is equal to 0 and x minus 1 is equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. Let us substitute this value in the given expression. Therefore, x power 12 minus 1 by x power 12 is equal to 1 to the power of 12 minus 1 by 1 to the power of 12, which is equal to 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. Therefore, our answer is option D. Okay, next, let us move on to the next question. The ratio of each interior angle to each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 3:1, the number of sides of the polygon is. Let us assume the number of sides of the regular polygon be 8. Let us assume it as n. Sorry, not 8. Let us assume it as n. We know the formula to find out the interior angle of a polygon, which is 2n minus 4 into 90 by n. And we know the formula to find out the exterior angle, which is 360 by n. And the ratio is given here as 3:1. Therefore, 2n minus 4 into 90 by n by 360 by n is equal to 3 by 1. Therefore, 2n minus 4 into 90 by 360 is equal to 3 by 1 and n is equal to 8. Therefore, our answer is option C. Next question. A, B and C can do a piece of work in 24, 30 and 40 days respectively. They began to work together, but C left 4 days before completion of the work. In how many days was the work done? Let us assume the time taken to complete the total work as n days and the total work as 1. A, B and C can do the piece of work in 24, 30 and 40 days. That means in one day A can do 1 by 24th of the work and B can do 1 by 38th of the work and C can do 1 by 40th. Here A worked for n number of days and B worked for n number of days and C worked for n minus 4 number of days because C left 4 days before the completion of the work. Therefore, total work done by A, B and C is equal to n by 24 plus n by 30 plus n minus 4 by 40, which is equal to 5n plus 4n plus 3n minus 12 by 120. We know that total work is equal to 1. Therefore, this entire expression is equal to 1. That means 5n plus 4n plus 3n minus 12 by 120 is equal to 1. And 12n minus 12 is equal to 120. Therefore, n is equal to 11. Okay, let us move on to the next question. A sum of money lent out at simple interest amount to 720 rupees after 2 years and 1020 after further period of 5 years. Find the principal amount. Let us assume the principal amount as P and the rate of interest as R. We know the formula to find out the total sum in case of simple interest. Total sum is equal to principal plus PTR by 100. Here after 2 years it is 720 rupees. Therefore 720 is equal to P plus P into 2 into R by 100. That means 720 minus P is equal to PR by 50. This is the equation number 1. Next, after further period of 5 years, the sum becomes 1020. It is given in the problem. Therefore, 1020 is equal to P plus PTR by 100. Here time is 7 years. Therefore, P plus P into 7 into R by 100. Therefore, 1020 minus P is equal to PR by 50 into 7 by 2. We know the value of PR by 50, which is equal to 720 minus P. Let us substitute that value here. Therefore, 1020 minus P is equal to 720 minus P into 7 by 2. Therefore, P is equal to rupees 600. Therefore, our answer is option B. Next question. A man spends 75% of his income. His income is increased by 20% and he increased his expenditure by 10%. His total savings are increased by. Let us see the solution. Let us assume the original income as 100 rupees. And out of 100 rupees, 75% is his expenditure. And his savings is 100 minus 75, which is equal to 25 rupees. Now income has increased by 20%. Therefore, with 20% increase, new income is equal to 120 by 100 into 100, which is equal to 120 rupees. And at the same time, there is an increase of 10% in expenditure. Therefore, 10% is an expenditure which is equal to 110 by 100 into 75, which is equal to rupees 82.50. Therefore, his new savings is equal to 120 minus 82.50, which is equal to 37.50. And his original savings is 25 rupees. Therefore, the increase in savings is equal to 37.50 minus 25, which is equal to rupees 12.50. Therefore, percentage increase in savings is equal to 12.5 by 25 into 100, which is equal to 50. Next question. The printed price of an article is 40% higher than its cost price. Then the rate of discount such that he gains 12% profit is. Let us assume the cost price is 100 rupees. Therefore, the printed price is 40% higher than the cost price. Therefore, the printed price is 140 rupees. Now, the cost price is 100 rupees and he gains 12% profit on it. Therefore, sale price is equal to 112 rupees. This is the printed price and this is the sale price. Therefore, the discount is 140 minus 112, which is equal to 28 rupees. Therefore, the rate of discount is equal to 28 by 140 into 100, because the discount is always calculated on printed price. This comes to 20%. So, our answer is 20%. Okay, let us move on to the next question. If two supplementary angles differ by 44 degrees and then one of the angles is, we know that sum of the supplementary angles is equal to 180 degrees. Let us assume the angles be x and y. Therefore, x plus y is equal to 180 and x minus y is equal to 44, because if supplementary angles differ by 44 degrees, x minus y is equal to 44. Now, after solving these two equations, we get the values of x and y. Therefore, we get x is equal to 112 and y is equal to 68. Therefore, our answer is option C. Okay friends, this finishes the evening session paper of SSC CGL Tier 1 examination held on 9th August 2015. For any further queries, feel free to write to me at prmrao@gmail.com. Thank you for watching the video.